Authors and Dragons! Time of magic, age of might. A band of heroes step up to the fight. Playing with powers they don't understand. Will they fuck it all up or will they save the land? Treachery, vanity, loitering and worse. They are their own worst enemies. These fuckers don't need no cause. Authors and Dragons! Authors and Dragons! Their powers combined, a group of fantasy authors take on a sadistic games master. Will they survive? Wouldn't you like to know? Authors and Dragons! Authors and Dragons!
Hey everybody, I'm John Hartness, and I'll be playing the role of Fandingo the Fantastical, bard of all trades and master of literally nothing. In real life, I'm the founder and publisher of Falstaff Books, and I write multiple series, including Quincy Harker Demon Hunter, Bubba the Monster Hunter, and the Black Knight Chronicles. So get out there and buy my shit.
Hey everyone, my name is Rick Gualtieri and I play Silas Kane, the worst, I was about to say barbarian because my brain fried, but no, that's not him. He's the worst paladin you're ever going to meet. In real life, I write several things, including the Toma Bill series, but my most recent release is Boar War on Kindle Vella. What is Kindle Vella, you ask? Well, pretty much so is everybody else asking. It's Amazon's serialized thingamabob, which apparently nobody knows about, but you have Google, so the power is in your hands.
Hello, friends. My name is Robert Bevan. I play the role of Klaus Richter, the notorious rogue. In real life, I write the Caverns and Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories, starting with the first book, Critical Failures.
Hi there, my name is Steve Weverill, and I play Brandon Firemaster, acolyte of the Temple of the Many Fists. In real life, I write such things as the Doomsayer Journeys with Falstaff Books, and also the script to the Chronicles of Calamity comic book, now funding on Indiegogo. And that is the comic book adventures of this very podcast. Go check that out.
Hey there, passengers. This is Captain Drew calling to you from the cockpit. I'm the captain of this shit airline, also known as the Dungeon Master, but in regular life I write books such as Superpowers, NPCs, and Fred the Vampire Accountant, the latest of which, Posthumous Education, is coming out on December 6th for ebook and print, and January 17th for audiobook. And when last we left our intrepid adventurers, they had sailed out into the ocean on the word of an egg creature that had literally just hatched, and basically thrown up dukes with an Aboleth, in theory. So, yeah, we're kind of riding that out right now.
Drew, why do you always make it sound so bad?
I mean,
yeah, sailing to an ocean and throwing hands with an Aboleth is brilliant.
I mean, it's not the worst idea we've ever had.
When you put it like that, it makes us sound like we're not thinking this through at all.
He just hatched. He's too young to lie.
And wouldn't it be throwing tentacles with an Aboleth?
I keep wanting to throw Silas at the Aboleth, but he's really heavy.
Well, funny you should mention just you existing, Fandango, because while everyone else was battling with Aboleth spawn, you had a bucket on your head, but through determination and vigor, you have pushed the top of the bucket off your head, and it pops off and goes sailing up into the air, tumbling through.
I can see!
Until it crashes down on Bjorg's head.
Oh, shit. Sorry, Bjorg.
Brandon, you are right next to him, so you get to hear the meaty thwonk as it wedges itself deep on that barbarian noggin.
This is an extremely inopportune time for there to be a bucket on the barbarian's head.
It is not the best of moments.
Can be used as a flotation device.
For those who do not remember or are catching up, the Aboleth spawn are particularly tricky because they love to attack from underwater. or pop up and pop down, because they are intelligent enough to realize that standing in the line of fire is not the best idea.
One of these days we may learn the same thing.
Nah.
All right. Fandango, somehow you're already on the turn order. I don't know how that happened.
It was Silas who was bucketed last game.
Ah, okay. Well, all of the things I just said, but with Silas instead.
I can still see!
All right, Silas, would you like to roll into the initiative, sir?
Sure. He's sin all around me.
Dude.
Silas rolls a 22.
Very nice. You are sorted in, and Bjorg is sorted out. Wow, weirdly, you perfectly replaced him in the turn order.
And yet not in our hearts.
And only in the turn order.
Things are gonna change.
Brandon Thighmaster.
I can't remember if I was grappled or anything. I think I'm free and easy.
I do not believe you have been grappled. I think you took some attacks, but you are a monk, and that is not easy.
And oily.
No. Yeah, I've got this creepy Aboleth underneath me. I'm going to just basically kick ferociously at him.
All right. So you are free to do so. However, I do have to tell you that because you are making a melee weapon attack without a swim speed, you have disadvantage on attack rolls.
Well, as long as I'm kicking blindly, I'm going to burn a key point and do that twice as vigorously.
Although weirdly, I don't know if it's the source I'm using or if this is official, but the exceptions are if you're using a dagger, a javelin, a short sword, a spear, or a trident, and that last one feels a little bit
A little on the nose.
like maybe. Yeah, it's like this one doesn't make sense mechanically, but you know you're gonna allow it.
Yeah, I suppose. Fishing implements.
I guess
don't
it's
know.
those are all things that people frequently would throw in water at nasty things. But
Yeah.
why wouldn't a hand axe be on that list too?
Oh no, that's not them specific. I checked another source, the same thing. So yeah, it's disadvantage unless those specific things.
Anything that Kevin Costner might reasonably be armed with.
A coffee, a Mr. Coffee full of piss.
Does anybody else remember that we have those tridents of fish command?
You have that trident of fish command.
Yes, I do, and I'm on the boat.
You are.
I've got a fistful of fuck all.
All right, sir. Roll your disadvantage attacks.
Making a fistful of fuck Aboleth.
Here we go, 4 attacks. Bloop, 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 bloop. Yes, it did, and they're all terrible. 10, natural 1, 20, 16.
Roll me a d20. Let's see how that natural one shakes out.
Okay, 7.
All right, you're all right. And actually, 2 of those hit.
Oh, wow. Okay, let's see how this shakes out. With some damage rolls. Bloop, bloop. And that is
All right.
14 and 9. Not bad.
Not bad at all for swinging with disadvantage. Not bad at all, sir.
Not bad for flailing like
Being
a
me
toddler.
in the ocean when I get touched by seaweed. Get it off! Get it off! Get it
Yeah,
off!
exactly.
Kick.
Somebody's effectively acting like a toddler with the old chuck 'em in at the deep end technique of learning to swim. But
Well, you learned the hard way to watch those kicking feet.
23.
And Silas Kane, it is your turn.
All right, so what can I see now that the bucket is off my head?
Roll me a perception.
Silas rolls a 20 perception.
All right. With that, you can see the... Actually, that's pretty good. You can see the corpse of the Aboleth spawn floating next to Brandon and Bjorg. And you can see Brandon kicking furiously at something in the water. And you see Gordon in snake form swimming out toward a spot in the water.
Rephrase that, Drew. You see a giant snake. No idea if that's cool or not.
Yeah, I was just about to shoot that snake. I just
You guys
were.
have been traveling with him for a while. If you want to pretend, that's your business. But you definitely know it's Gordon at this point.
So I can't see any aboleths.
You can see a dead Aboleth spawn. It's a lot more clearly not an Aboleth because it's not gigantic.
All right. I will ready an action in case I do see anything that isn't Brandon or Gordon or the other schmucks on the boat.
Okay, well you can't cover a full range, so how about I'm going to give you a quarter of the map. So you can do northeast, southeast, southwest, or northwest.
Brandon seems to be fighting something with either that or he's just splashing like an idiot, so I'll focus on him.
Either way, someone's getting shot.
The northeast section of the map with a ready action to shoot.
No.
If
With a ready action to use my trident and cast Dominate Beast.
All right.
Ooh.
Ready to action with the trident then.
Yeah. Because what are aboleth other than just angry fish?
Fendingo?
Angrier now that you said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably pissed.
So, first, let's try a bonus action. I still have a bunch of flying copper pieces out there where Brandon and Bjorg are.
Yes. Speaking of, what is the count for that? Because I think you get those for 10 rounds.
I do, and I think this is round... It's either 3 or 4. We can say 4.
Okay.
So I'm going to command them all 10 of them, to try and strike in the general area under Brandon's feet, because he was just kicking something.
Okay, what's the name of that spell again?
Animate objects.
Animate object. I know you can do that, but I have to figure out how this interacts with the physical plane. Basically, I have to figure out if these are technically magic or if they are magically imbued physical objects that are hitting with melee.
They have to be
They
have to be non-magical objects. So
melee attack. Yeah, I think I have to count this as melee.
yeah, I think so.
So you can do a general one. You have 10 of them, and you're striking in the general area. Roll me a... that will be fair. Roll me a d10.
6.
Okay, we'll say 6 of the coins manage to find the target, so you can give me 6 rolls at disadvantage.
Okay.
All right. There's...
God, I can't even tell how to read this. All right.
You got a 16.
There's...
Out of
Out
6,
of 6,
you got...
I got a 16, a 16, a 13, a 10, and an 11, and a 10.
And a natural 1.
And a natural 1.
So you hit with 2, so you did 14 damage, which is, again, not bad. Roll me a d20 to clear up that nat 1.
And that's a nat 1.
Oh, buddy. You know I have to ask you to roll again, right?
Yeah. 19.
Okay. So, Fendingo, you are concentrating so hard on, like, trying to push these coins through the water, find the thing, and you're, like, kind of slowly walking, your arms are extended, you're doing the whole, like, psychic shaking thing, and you don't notice a bit of rope in your way, and you slip and crack your nose on the deck, taking 4 damage. And that will, of course, trigger a concentration check.
Yes, it will. How do I do that?
I believe... Oh, man. I haven't made one in a while, so here, this is a good...
I am such a coward. I'm never hit while I'm casting.
I know it's based off your constitution, so it's a concentration check. You make a constitution saving throw to maintain. The DC equals to 10 or half the damage taken, whichever number is higher. In this case, 10 is higher than 2. So a con save with a DC of 10.
Alrighty, so let's roll a con save. And that's going to be a 16.
Okay. You maintain concentration, no problem.
Cool. I still have a full action.
Correction. You have a full action and half your movement, because you're going to have to stand up to be able to see.
Right.
I thought your action was headbutting the boat.
Yeah, but I'm not going to take your whole action for a nat 1, but you are going to lose half your movement to stand up.
That's reasonable. Everything that I know where it is too far away to shoot with a hand crossbow. So I'm just gonna, yeah, all right. So I'm gonna use my half my movement and then use my action to move some more. Use dash
Okay.
to move until just my head is sticking up from the stairs to go below decks.
Okie doke. For reference, you aren't really able to see anything from that position either.
I'm counting on people to engage these things, and then I'll
no.
chuck orders at them.
No worries. I'm just making that clear in case it comes relevant in the coming rounds.
Yeah, I might be more effective on deck, but not by much.
I mean, you dealt 14 damage. That's a solid round.
Yeah,
That's a good one. Klaus, you are up, sir.
All right, I'd like to move to the upper decks here, and I want to. What?
You said upper deck, so I laughed.
I'm trying to see if I can get a view of the thing that's attacking Brandon.
Okay, roll me a perception, but I'm gonna warn you, man. This is gonna be tough. You're trying to look into water that the sun is shining off of.
All right, 9.
9 is
No.
not gonna do it.
All right. Do I see any targets?
You see a dead Aboleth and some flying coins in that direction, and Brandon splashing, and Bjorg fighting with a bucket.
Well, I am going to ready an action to shoot then, in the event that it
Okay.
should show itself.
All right, so I assume you're also watching the northeast corner.
Yes.
Where Brandon is. All right, cool deal. All right, Gordon Skinflint. Oh, you actually do have a swim speed. Okay, so Gordon is gonna swim over, and he can see underwater, so he's gonna try to bite this fella. 20. That will hit. There you go. Gordon does 10 damage,
Ooh,
and none of you can see it because you can't see underwater.
that was he's probably fucking it up.
So
There's this majestic battle of giant snake and hideous monster churning beneath the waves. That fucking asshole's probably dicking around again.
I just think he left us.
Glorified babysitter.
I think he noped right out of here because he's a bitch.
All right. Well, it is the spawn's turn. So we will just go around the map. We will start with the one tucked beneath the waves to the west. They can get to their thing, and that one is going to go for the old Psychic Lash on Rick. I don't think a 17 pops your AC, though.
Nope.
All right, you are fine, sir.
Yeah, if you're going to use psychic damage, maybe don't pick the one of us who's both stupid and insane.
Yeah, he's got a lot of protective scar tissue on his psyche.
Yeah, admittedly stupid and insane doesn't really narrow the field.
All right, Brandon, you are going to take a double tentacle from under the waves. 23 and a 21.
Both hit.
All right. Oh, wow, that's psychic damage. There you go. So you take a 13 and 11, so a total of 24 psychic damage.
Okay.
And now Gordon's turn to get hit. All right, he is also taking 2 tentacles. A 25. Oh, no, that's Psychic Lash. Woo! There you go. So, a 17 still hits him. And a 15. That'll miss. All right. So Gordon takes 8 psychic damage. Brandon Thighmaster, we return to thee.
I'm not looking too good. Might be time to take a defensive action. I wonder.
We've been telling you that for quite some time now.
I wonder if I can abuse the mechanics here. Bjorg is wearing his boots of water walking. Can I stand on Bjorg?
So that asks the question of if Bjorg has maintained his composure enough to stay on the water while bucketed, which I'm going to call that 50-50. So let's start by deciding if he's in the water. Steve, evens or odds?
Even Stevens.
7.
Bollocks.
Bjorg has tipped back and splashed down.
Okay, well, there goes that avenue of inquiry then.
I mean, you could always just leap on his stomach.
I can
You could steal his boots. Wouldn't be the first time.
I can steal his shoes. No. Dare I surf Bjorg? I mean, he's not doing anything else, is he? Yeah, let's surf the barbarian.
Yes!
Authors and Dragons, where we surf the barbarian.
God, I have a T-shirt.
Okay, what do I have to roll for that?
I guess... Yeah, that's a hell of a question, isn't it? I'm gonna say... acrobatics.
Okay, here we go. 19.
Okay. Brandon, you leap up with a flip of strength to touch Bjorg's stomach as he's floating there ever so briefly, which allows you to start moving. And of course that triggers your monk abilities, which allows you to run on the water, and you grab Bjorg as you go and push him up like a bobsled, with the feet kind of acting as the fulcrum point, since those won't sink. And yeah, you just get a big running start with Bjorg's body kind of half risen out, and then drop him and do the surf. So we're gonna say you can get 20 feet in one direction. Your choice.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm serious towards it, but I want as many people to see this as possible. So long, Aboleth. I'm escaping in the coolest way possible.
Tower Barbarian!
So 20. Well, that doesn't get me very far, but
No, you burn a lot of time on all that setup.
you can be effective or you can be cool. Yeah,
Pretty much.
I think we all know which one I've chosen here.
I do love that you're a character who always wears sunglasses, which does really... Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's, well, unless I can use, I don't know, if that counts as a movement action. If that just counts as movement, or does it count as all my actions? Because there's a lot going on there.
Are you trying to get a running start on Bjorg to jump on the boat?
Sort of.
Oh man, I feel like that should either burn at least your action or all of your movement. I'm gonna say action. That was a lot.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
So you got movement left.
I can't really do anything else, and
You can run on water still.
I can, yeah, but I don't want to. I'm already surfing Bjorg.
That's true. It's not gonna get cooler than that.
Yeah, and I don't want to stop doing that, so I'm just gonna ride this out.
You can use your movement to, I guess, keep pushing Bjorg along. You kick your foot out and like skim the surface like a skateboard.
I will do that.
It's a boogie Bjorg.
As long as you're always moving.
Oh, God.
This is fine. This is within the rules of reality, everyone. It's fine.
Nobody look. If nobody looks, God won't notice.
Roadrunner rules.
Now, Drew. Okay, so as long as we're doing this, what do I have to do to kickflip Bjorg back onto the boat?
That's going to be an action.
Okay, I will save
I
that.
will figure out on your next round.
If I'm still alive by then, I intend to ollie Bjorg onto the middle of the boat.
I hope you survive. All right, Silas Kane.
I don't know what the fuck Brandon's doing, but I'm really tempted to start shooting arrows at him. Especially since I don't see anything else to shoot arrows with, or dominate, or command. I could try to command, Klaus, but... Alright, I guess I will just focus on Brandon's area and continue to ready.
I am no beast,
Okay.
sir.
I just want to put it out there that Brandon looks a little bit fucked up.
Yeah, well, you're surfing Bjorg, that's pretty fucked up.
He's riding high now, but previously before this, he has just been beaten to death by an Aboleth.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you were not kidding.
So swimming back towards the guy that heals you might be a good move here.
He's riding the barbarian as fast as it goes.
I'm not going to pretend that was my plan. There was only one plan here, and it's working out excellently.
All right, well, with Silas continuing to aim in the northeast quadrant with his trident readied, Fendingo, it is your turn, the groundhog of the ship.
Yeah. So I'll pop up on deck, and now I have nothing that I can aim at. So I'll let my concentration go and let my coins sink.
I will remind everybody that y'all got a spell of water breathing cast on you before combat started.
Combat? I mean, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
You don't have to use it. I'm just letting you know it's there.
I'm going to let my concentration go and start tying a rope to the side of the boat and around my waist, because then I can jump into the water, breathe water, and throw a fireball underwater.
Makes sense?
Because
all right, so you're gonna
Brandon can't be
tie a
cooler
knot?
than me. Yes.
All right. Let's say we're gonna do sleight of hand for tying a knot. That
'Kay.
seems like or survival. I'll give you either one.
It's the same modifier.
All right. No diff then.
And it's a 22 on both dice, so no diff.
That's not a bad knot.
No, it's not. I mean, yes.
Not
yes,
a
it's
knot
not.
I wouldn't not. Would not, could not. All right, we're gonna go down this forever.
Okay. Is that for both ends, or do I need to roll again for the other end?
You know what? That feels like that should just count for the rope tying process.
Then I'm going to hunker down beside the rail here and try not to die before I can leap into the water and fuck some shit up.
All right. Klaus.
All right. I still see no enemies, correct?
Correct.
All right. Now, with my line of sight, since they're both kind of facing the same way, can I ready the action like toward Brandon and Gordon?
No, we're doing the quadrant
All right.
thing for simplicity of tracking.
All right, that's fine. I'll keep I'll keep on Brandon.
All right. Speaking of Gordon, it is his turn. He will throw those snake hands.
I think you just came up with the one phrase in the world that would make snakes even fucking creepier. Thanks, Drew. Awesome.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Gonna have nightmares over that. Sending you my therapy bills.
It's flurry of blows is 2 extra attacks, right, Steve?
That's right, yes.
All right, cool. So, first he goes for the bite with an 18. And, well, Gordon didn't love getting smacked around, so he's going to burn a key point and flurry of blows.
Gordon has levels in...
Yup.
I've never even seen him flex.
You've never asked. All right, so he gets one more hit in. So,
Never asked Brandon either.
9 and 6. So he bangs out 15 damage. And just in time for the rebuttal. Klaus, this time you're taking the Psychic Lash, because this thing is smart enough to notice that it's not having much luck on Silas.
Okay.
21.
I think that hits. Let me double check. Yes, that hits.
You feel a sudden piercing pain rip through your head as 11 psychic damage rings your bell.
Oh, my cerebellum. I'm smart now.
You and your sinner talk.
We'll go ahead and do the 2 tentacles on Gordon real quick, because I expect that to be less complex than the next part. 1 and 11, so that will hit for 11 damage. Okay, and this one, I hit away since y'all didn't know where they were at. Okay, so this one is going to pop up with the intent of Psychic Lashing Brandon, since Brandon is no longer in the water. And I guess it doesn't recognize a barbarian board as a target.
Why would you?
Upon emerging, it will trigger the readied actions of Silas and Klaus. And we'll do Silas first, just because you were first in initiative.
All right, I use my Trident of Fish command and try to dominate it. So I need a Wisdom DC 15.
What specifically does the Trident of Fish command work on?
Anything with an innate swim speed.
Any
Or
beast or anything?
Okay, hold on.
You there, fish! Stop that!
Fuck you, Poseidon.
But,
You can use an action to expend 1 charge to cast Dominate Beast from it on a beast that has an innate swimming speed.
gotcha. Okay, no effect.
Beast?
It is not a beast.
Oh, this is an ugly fucker, you know?
Yeah, beast is kind of like mundane monster. Or mundane animal kind of thing.
Doesn't mean you're a beast. You're an ugly fucker.
You can.
Yeah, but I can't swim.
Silas, I will let you take a free knowledge arcana check.
14.
Much like the Aboleth themselves, the Aboleth spawn is aberration, not beast.
You ugly, angry aberration, you!
Okay, Klaus, you have a crossbow ready, I believe.
Short bow. But yeah,
Shortbow, sorry.
it's fine.
You have a bow.
Yes. Yeah, there's no reason I would get advantage on this, right?
There is not, no.
Alright, I'm not going to get sneak attack, but I will use my sharpshooter.
I knew it. I believed it. I had
Yeah.
faith.
Alright, so whatever this is, -5. 21.
21 hits.
Nice.
Alright, so that's 20 piercing damage.
God damn. Alright, so the Aboleth spawn pops out intent on Psychic Lashing Brandon, triggers the attacks. Silas waves a staff in the air, whereas Klaus shoots it like right in the back and hits hard. So it decides that Klaus is gonna get that Psychic Lash.
Rude.
Reasonable.
Consequences to my actions? This is horseshit. Does an 18 hit you, Klaus?
My armor class is an 18.
Then yes, that is
okay,
a hit.
Yes.
Then 16 psychic damage.
Ow.
As you get your head rocked again.
This is the price you pay for being intelligent. Everybody's trying to bring me down.
I mean, you popped a good bit of him with that one shot. That's an arrow that did some damage.
I know they're targeting me because I'm smart.
You're just surrounded by anti-intellectual aboleths.
I mean, I will say he might have saved you there, Brad, given that damage.
Certainly did.
Yeah, but it's all like, fuck you, elitist.
And it is your turn, Brandon Thighmaster.
I mean, I've already committed to a bit here, Drew.
You declared what you were gonna do. I have to ask.
I'm going to try and ollie Bjorg onto the boat and reassess my tactics from there.
I think you know it's acrobatics.
Come on, acrobatics. Don't fail me now. Kablamo. 25.
God damn. Okay. Yeah. I feel like a 25 acrobatic should allow some fun shit. All right. So why don't you describe this one, man?
As the water kind of swells against the boat, Brandon is able to sort of ramp that and launch Bjorg like a dolphin into the center of the boat. Bjorg lands terribly, like straight into the mast, but Brandon lands majestically nearby.
You flip off of him like he's Yoshi and you're Mario.
Basically, yes. That is the arrangement we have. Bjorg is safe on the boat. It looks a bit uncomfortable.
You should now command the boat to start sailing full speed ahead.
No, we gotta wait for Brandek. I will say, I know everyone's like in the middle of a fight right now, but did you see that?
Where is the creepy little thing?
Yeah, you know what?
Swam down to challenge the Aboleth.
It doesn't feel right doing something radical when he's not here.
I envision, I don't know if y'all have see these a lot in your area, but around Halloween, there's a common decoration on telephone poles where it looks like a witch smashed into it. She's got like her arms and legs poking past and like the body crunched up against it. That's how I'm imagining Bjork right now.
Yeah, that's definitely what's happened, but I'm absolutely not paying attention to
But
it.
no one is looking at that because Brandon just did that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome, bro.
That was worth sacrificing every one of my useful actions.
I have almost no health. I have done nothing, but it was cool.
Just spike Bjorg into the boat.
But are you dying?
Well, let's not worry about that just now. Let's concentrate on the positives here. That was awesome.
Silas Kane.
There's no Aboleths in sight. I don't see Gordon. This one on this side of the boat hates Klaus. I will ready on the opposite side of the boat in case something comes up behind us.
Which quadrant?
This quadrant.
All right, so you're going to go northwest. Fendingo.
Brandon, are you hurt real bad or just a little bit?
Brandon spits out a tooth.
He's got 30 more of them.
I'm gonna go heal Brandon. I'll cast Cure Wounds, and I'll use a 5th level spell slot to try and heal him as much as possible.
Brandon, you are bathed in healing magical light for...
Well, it won't.
TBD.
31, which is for
Nice.
some reason not transferring over. There. Yeah, 31.
Excellent. That restores a good chunk.
And that'll be my action. So then for my move, I'm going to jump overboard. Sushi time, motherfuckers! Bloop.
Fendingo has entered the water.
How tall is our boat?
I don't remember, and honestly, I'm not looking it up.
You
It's boat height, alright?
want to say 20
Yeah.
feet?
Roll me an athletics check.
20 feet rings a bell.
Athletics. Oh yeah, this always ends.
Don't eat shit.
12.
Good enough. You have a rope in your hand. You rappel down rather than leaping, so you don't take damage.
Okay. Alright, I'm in the water. I'm going to blow shit up.
Just chumming them waters.
All right, Klaus.
All right, that Aboleth that attacked, or the one that I attacked, it submerged.
Yes. Every time they have risen to Psychic Lash, they immediately resubmerge. They are intelligent enough to not let you shoot back.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, with no targets, I guess I'll do the same thing. I'll ready the action in the same quadrant and hope he pops back up.
Okie dokie. Gordon will continue his valiant solo battle.
Which none of us can see nor care about.
Actually, Fandingo. So you're under the water. You see Gordon twisting and fighting and contorting his body into extra punches because he is, in fact, going to unarmed strike again. But let's start with his big bite with a 14. That will just connect, actually. All right, and then another key point for Flurry of Blows, a special roll. All right, and 9. Wow, natural 1. Jesus, Gordon. And followed by a nat 20. So only the bite hits for 11 damage. Now it is their turn. Okay, so since I had not popped these guys down before y'all started declaring actions, I'm just going to play this with the odds. Silas, evens or odds?
Odds.
18. Okay, so when this one pops up to Psychic Lash you, it does so in the quadrant that you were not watching. It goes southwest. It drops a Psychic Lash on you to the tune of 18, which does not hit, I believe.
So somebody's tapping on my shoulder here. Tor, is that you?
What's your AC again? 19?
19.
All right. Okay, and then he pops right back down because they're real dicks like that. Much like their papa. They're assholes. Klaus, same deal. Evens or odds?
Odds.
Evens.
Yay.
All right. So this one will come down, pop up to Psychic Lash you, boop, and then head right back on down. So does a 16 hit you, sir?
It does not.
Okay, no damage to you.
Well, which one popped up?
I I had ridden it, but it was the one that's been on this side of the map that you shot before.
All right, but I didn't see it.
Nope, you weren't watching that corner. You picked.
Well, I was
northwest.
watching
and
the
then you
one
roll-
I shot.
Right, and he didn't pop up there. He popped
Oh.
up to the southeast.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
That's what the roll was for, was to see if you were watching the right quadrant when he popped up.
Sorry, I was
Like-
peeing.
A horrifying game of whack-a-mole.
Yeah. Alright, so no damage there, but 2 tentacles to Gordon. Natural 1 and an 11, so it doesn't hurt itself, and 22 for 8. Alright, and we cycle back to Brandon Thighmaster.
Okay, I can't see any of the Aboleths, nor Gordon's struggle. I have an idea of where Fandingo is, I suppose, because the rope goes down.
Yeah, Fandango you've got a pretty good sense of.
You can just look for the bobbing cork.
Yeah. Well, now that I'm not as fragile as I was, either emotionally or physically, I'm going to slide down that rope and join Fandingo. And hopefully, if any wise guy tries to attack the bard, I should be able to be of some use.
Okay, we'll let you slide down the rope as well. Give me an athletics to be fair, just to make sure we don't fuck up big time.
A 12.
Yeah, you're fine. Honestly, I think you have slow fall anyway. You didn't really need the...
No, I just wanted to look,
You could do both. You're just slow falling down the rope.
Just got one finger on the rope, just looking at a finger.
Flexing as you go. Very nice. Alright, yeah, so you can use movement. We'll just say burn your movement to get down there.
Sure, and I guess I will just keep an eye out for Aboleths, see what I can see.
You can see Gordon and Aboleth spawn fighting not terribly far away, actually.
Alright, well, I'll bear that in mind on my next turn. I guess if that was that all my movement action?
That was all your movement, yeah.
Okay, well, go Gordon.
Alright, Silas Kane.
All right. Well, tempting as it is to shoot Gordon, I'll keep watch on. I'll keep watching the same quadrant.
Gordon is underwater as well, FYI. Okay, so you're going to pick the southwest quadrant?
The same. No. The same quadrant I watched last.
Okay, you're staying northwest.
Yes.
All right. Fandingo.
Can I
You're
see?
underwater.
Can I see any bad guys?
Yeah, the Aboleth spawn is, very close, and these are pretty chill waters. So yeah, it is. You can absolutely see the Aboleth spawn that Gordon is fighting.
Awesome.
Um,
Then I want to. We don't really.
I want to let you know you can use a perception if you want to try and look for more. But that will burn a little. That'll some
burn my
movement.
act. It'll just.
I won't take your whole action to look around.
Yeah.
But that will burn some movement out of you.
That's fine. 17.
You're not able to make out anything near you with that.
Okay. Then I'm going to fire off Rowlathim's Psychic Lance.
Nice.
They've been psychic slashing us. It's my turn, bitch.
See how they like it.
I'm going to fire that at the one that Gordon is engaged in. So it has a
Okay.
DC 16 intelligence save.
Rolling. Got a 12.
So 21 psychic damage.
All right. You see it rear back and grip its head in pain, but I don't know how to convey this. Not quite as much as it should have. It doesn't seem as emotionally damaged. It's rattled but not shaken.
So its head didn't explode like in Scanners.
Yes,
Because
it did not.
that's
do
what
that.
we're shooting for.
It might take more damage than normal to achieve that via psychic methods. You get the sense.
I recently learned there is a spell that does that, in the text. It makes your head explode. Psychic
Like in
scream.
Scanners.
Yes.
Does it say that like
Yeah.
in Scanners?
No, not like in Scanners, but it says it makes your head explode.
One, I'm going to need to know what that spell is and how I can get it. And two, okay.
Psychic scream.
Okay, well, if it's got resistance to psychic damage, then fireball it is, bitches. Next turn.
Klaus, before a giant cloud of steam evaporates half of the nearby water, what do you want to do?
All right. Those guys have got the east covered. I can only assume. I can't see anyone over there, but I know two of our people, technically three of our people are over there. I see Silas has the northwest covered or observed. So I am going to go down here and observe the southwest and ready in action.
There you go. Look at that. That is some strategy.
Uh-huh. I'm intelligent. I keep telling you people.
Only took 7 years.
Gordon is up with his last key point. So he'll do his bite first. Oh, man, coming in with a 12. Not great, buddy. Not great. Hope you don't die. 19 and 25. So his twisting snake body slams down. Oh, wait, there's actually an extra 2 damage on both of those. So 6 and 8 is 14. There we go. Battle between Snake and weird Aboleth spawn monster rages on. And in a related news, it's the Aboleth's turn. Okay. So, Silas and Klaus have both sides of the ship covered, so we're really rolling to see who gets to shoot. So I'll pick this time. I'm going to say the top is evens and the bottom is odds. So, evens Silas, odds Klaus. Evens Silas. You are going to get to pop a shot as it surfaces to take its psychic lance.
1 shot or my normal 2 shots?
Let's see what a readied action can do. Why don't you roll 1 for now?
All right, this will be a sharpshooter, and that's a crit.
Cool. Roll up full damage. I don't think you're going to kill this guy. He hasn't gotten hit yet. So.
All right, 26.
Nice. 26.
Because it's ready in action. My attack action is 2 shots.
Yep, it looks like it does say specifically action, so you can get your second attack in.
All right, also sharpshooter. This not so good, only 13.
13 does not hit.
All right.
And in exchange, Klaus... Oh, no, you shot him, so he's going to psychic lance you. 21.
Oh, that hits.
15 psychic damage.
Yes, more! Give me more!
All right, I'm not going to bother putting these guys back to GM layer. They're gonna go down, and then we're gonna roll to see where they pop up. No one is watching over here, so we'll just see who he wants to attack. But first, let's double tentacle Gordon. 26 and a 12, so 1 hits for 8. All right, they're weirdly neck and neck on damage. And this one will pop up. We'll just do the same thing. Evens, it attacks Silas. Odds, it attacks Klaus. Odds, it's going to surface and attack Klaus. And Klaus.
18 again?
Yes.
9 damage.
All right.
We're going to assume Bjorg is protected by the bucket like Magneto's helmet.
Read a book, you fucking fish fucks.
Now we're coming to Brandon's turn. However, before you take your action, I feel you should know, you hear a deep, loud, kind of a wailing, keening roar coming from further down in the ocean. Deep, deep down, but rising. And how that's going to play out, I think we'll find out next time on Authors and Dragons. But don't worry, everybody, we are not done for the night quite yet. We have been collecting, cultivating, carefully sorting through your questions, and now Rick's going to pick some.
Yes, carefully cultivating and...
From the Discord, which you can join at patreon.com/authorsanddragons, and then we'll go to the Facebook, facebook.com/authorsanddragons.
All right, our friend Lamplighter asks, in this carefully cultivated question, which just so happens to be first on the list, if your real life pets rolled up a D&D game together, what would be their class and alignment?
That's an interesting one.
Is there a class in D&D which is just basically an annoying shitbag?
Bard?
Hey!
Level 20 Bard. And that's basically every cat, right?
I'd have to say that since I did name one of my cats Gandalf, he'd have to be a wizard. Daisy is a rogue because she's always trying to escape. And what's a class that's cute and stupid?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of one for my dog too.
We're back to Bard, aren't we? Cute and stupid.
I
That's
like that.
Stevie.
I have a perfect one. I mean, I have a 90-pound, American Bulldog mix who's about as bright as a hunk of concrete, half-orc fighter.
I thought you were going to say Paladin the Torag.
My only pets are stink bugs. I'm going to go with chaotic evil rogues. They're always infiltrating my house.
My only pets are stink bugs.
I'm gonna go with a sorcerer for Dr. Winston because I'm gonna tell you that dog can conjure some noxious fumes. God damn.
Cat stinking cloud on you all the time, huh?
Yeah, he's got that shit as a cantrip. And for alignment, he has to be true neutral. I mean, Dr. Winston is famously the dog who gives no fucks. I have a painting of it in my office.
Daisy's chaotic neutral, and the Stevie's chaotic good, and Gandalf is Gandalf is chaotic. Don't give a fuck.
Yeah, Fluke's chaotic, whiny shitbag. That's our only alignment. And again, I'm pretty certain that's the same for all cats.
Chaotic might be the most accurate for...
Yeah. Especially for 6-month-old cats. Jesus.
All right, moving on. Our friend Zach of all trades asks, do you have any stupid jokes that are only for you that you are physically incapable of not making?
All of them?
None of them.
Yeah, I'm
Listen
sure
to this
this guy's been
podcast.
listening to this podcast for a while now.
Yeah.
I know this name.
I think I get what he means. Like, I have one that drives my friends and family nuts, but if someone ever ends like a sentence with who knows, I will immediately snap back with the shadow knows. Because my dad made me watch that Alec Baldwin movie a lot when I was a kid, and it just fucking imprinted.
God, what did you do to deserve that? You must have been a real shit as a kid.
He loved that Brooks Brothers dialogue bit.
I do have a similar one. Anytime anyone says, who are you or what are you, I always say, I'm Batman.
Can confirm. I've seen him do this at conventions.
I told one of my kids at one point to be gone with you or so when they were younger, and one of my relatives was like, "That's a terrible thing to say to a child." So now, no matter what I do, it's like I call them down for dinner, and it's like hand them their stuff. Now be gone with you.
I do all the fucking stupid jokes. I literally sort of sincerely stopped in the middle of a conversation and said, I'm sorry I did this. I can't help it. But one I did that really annoyed my daughter once. We were ordering food, and I said, do you want a chicken wrap? She said, yeah. I said, well, my name is Chicken, and I'm here to say...
Wow.
Actually,
wow. That's impressive.
And then I freestyled an entire fucking 90s white middle school teacher rap about chickens.
God, yeah.
actually, there's one.
This needs to be content now, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, unappreciated in your time.
Yeah, after I'm dead, I hope she just kind of brings that up, but not in a funny way. She's just like, that motherfucker.
Whenever I go shopping with my wife, there's one I do. Whenever she's picking something off the shelf, I'll just be like, not that one. And then she'll be, not that one. Just to see how many times I can do it before she realizes I'm just fucking with her.
What's the record?
I think I've gotten to maybe 3 or 4 before I got slapped.
Must have taken her a while to walk back to you. My only one is anytime my wife says, hey, guess what? Chicken butt.
Classic.
Yeah, not at all original. Not at all funny. And she doesn't hesitate to tell me how not funny it is.
It's not about being funny, it is just about spite.
Yeah.
That's my entire approach to comedy. But then again, you've been listening to this podcast, Zach. You know this.
All right, Rick, you want to mosey us down to the next one?
Sure. Our friend Yumi Kitsune asks, a character from one of your books has appeared in our world and tracked you down after finding out that you have been influencing their lives. What do they say to you? And if you do survive the encounter, what do they ask of you to add to their world life in the series?
No chance I live through this. No chance. I'm so dead.
This is probably going to happen, so I'm not going to say anything.
He's got his 6th Dark Tower moment already planned.
Yeah, I think the only thing my guys would say is, you motherfucker. And then I'd be dead.
I hesitate to say I think I would live through it, but I don't think I'd be happy about it, because if a character of mine has broken out, I know which one it is. And I'm in deep shit.
I mean,
I know I have my guess for Drew's world. Which one do you think's coming for you, buddy?
I know 100%. It's Jack from Secondhand Curses.
Ah. See, I think
That is his style.
I think half your life is spent with Captain Bullshit.
Nah, Captain Bullshit's pretty chill. Jack is motivated in a way that is deeply that's why I say I think I'd live through it, and I don't think I'd be happy about where I ended up afterward.
This has kind of already happened because it's not too active anymore. But I used to actively run a Facebook page for Bill the Vampire, and he was always asking me to write him more sex scenes.
There is a guy in my Facebook group whose real name is Quincy Harker, and that was wild when he popped over and he's like, "Yeah, so," I'm like, if you really did any of this shit, we got to have a talk, and I'm running."
I think pretty much every character I'd written would be really annoyed to find out they don't have free will, but wouldn't give me the satisfaction of telling me. So it'd probably just be a very casual encounter where they just kind of pretend not to acknowledge that I have absolute authority over their universe. And I don't want to get shot, so...
I could see that being passive aggressive, and then while you're typing, he folds his arms.
Oh my god, that is kind of meta-spiraling passive aggression. Which, again, people have listened to this podcast. They know our brand by now.
You're only kicking my ass because I want you to. All right, why don't we move over to the Facebook? We have an excellent and very deep question from our friend Stephanie. She asks, if turkeys didn't exist, what would be our Thanksgiving feast food?
Bald eagle.
Long pig.
Chicken, but more so.
Groundhog.
Turbeefin. No, wait. Beef duckin. There's no turkey, but you can still, make a...
You shove a duck up a bull's ass.
Yeah.
And run.
You wrap a duck in a brisket, and you shove a chicken up the duck's ass.
And a robber goose, where you shove the goose head into its own ass.
That's how you make a goose purse.
They've got the neck for it.
They do.
I can't even remember where I heard this, but I loved the joke. You ever think that whoever first made foie gras must have just really fucking hated geese? 'Cause they didn't know that was going to happen or be good.
Unquestionably a golfer. Because if you've ever played golf, you hate geese.
They hate you back.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you ever do anything where geese are near, you hate geese.
And even if you're not near them, they hate you right now.
Goose for every meal. Let's make this happen. Every holiday. Let's wipe out geese.
When I was in high school, I dated a girl who had some small scars.
I was so sure you would say I dated a goose.
She had a couple of small, barely noticeable, but small scars because she had gotten chased off a porch by a goose as a child and attacked by the goose. And so her family killed and cooked the goose. But
Yes.
Hell yeah.
she was like, people love to jokingly hate geese. That woman fucking hated geese.
I don't know.
That's a hell of an origin story.
You might be the only person who hates geese as much as geese hate us.
Got it. Like she probably has. It's like anything that fucks with me ends up on my dinner table.
I mean, there is some deep country justice about it. Oh, it attacked my kid. Well, guess it's dinner.
My lifelong love of fried chicken stems from an incident when I was a kid when we raised chickens commercially. We had 6 houses and something like 9,000 chickens. And I went down there one time and there
You're a
was
fucking slumlord.
yeah, that's us. Chicken slumlord. But I'm like 4 or 5, and my sister says, "Oh, reach under that chicken. She's got an egg." And it pecked the shit out of me. And every bite of fried chicken I have had for the rest of my life has been a little sweeter because of revenge.
Yeah, cows just continually tried to trample me when I was growing up, because I had the audacity to be in the same field as them. And ever since that, I've just thought, like, you know what? I'm having steak. Fuck you.
No, I don't need these excuses. Chickens and cows are delicious. The end.
That's their problem. Yeah, but vengeance makes it taste sweeter.
Yeah, I was to say, like, salting the food with hatred is so much.
If you can take your dinner personally, it's just a better experience.
All right. So our friend Greg asks, several of you have multiple series ongoing. Is that for creative reasons, or is it to avoid read-through fall-off on later novels in a series?
If I was worried about reader fall off, I wouldn't have started Shingles. That caused reader fall off. And fuck all of you.
Also may have brought about an uncomfortable rash.
I'll say for me, it's creative reasons. I like playing different genres. I like telling different types of stories. I like not feeling constrained by any one particular set of rules. So I didn't know you weren't supposed to do all that when I started, and I got lucky and I established a foundation of I'm going to do what I want, and you can either be along for the ride or not, but don't be surprised by it.
That's not too far off from me. It was like, okay, here's Bill, here's Bigfoot Hunters, here's something else, and then later on it was like, oh wait, I wasn't supposed to do that. Oh well.
Yeah, I'm going to go back and test those waters again in December when I release a non-paranormal, non-supernatural comedy thriller. Because, yeah, it has nothing to do with reader fall off. I don't have that kind of plan. I write what I want.
I don't have enough readers to worry about reader fall off, so yeah, I just kind of do what I like.
I do appreciate being given that level of credit for our business acumen. I think that obviously the questioner has not been listening to all 7 years of our ineptitude. So thank you.
All right, want to do one more?
Our friend Jamin asks, what is a question that you are tired of being asked, and what is an asshole-ish response you always want to give?
How about this question, you fuck?
I don't really get that many asshole-ish questions.
It's not even assholes questions, just questions you're tired of being asked.
I ignore those, so I don't know.
Yeah, like I always try to be nice to people when they ask when's the audiobook coming out.
Oh,
but what I really want to say, yeah, is for every person who asks that, I'm pushing it off by another week.
It can be frustrating. Yeah, that can be annoying.
Okay,
I get
the
that
one.
it's annoying as readers too, because you want to know, but understand, like, if we know, we are absolutely telling, because we want people to buy that shit. We're not holding it back, waiting for a secret phrase to pry it loose. I promise. If I have an audio date, I'm screaming it from the fucking mountains. I just got on TikTok because everyone told me I had to, and I think the third one I made is plugging a fucking audiobook.
Yeah, I don't get tired of that. I mean, that, or when's the next book coming out or whatever. The more people that ask that, the better I feel about myself. And people do want this. I don't have an answer for this one. I got a lot of asshole-ish responses to other questions.
Yeah, Rick, you
Drew's
nailed
also
it.
right. Once we know when an audiobook is coming out, we're not hiding that information.
Getting us to shut the fuck up about an upcoming audiobook release is honestly the harder task.
Yeah, if we're quiet about it, it probably means that fuck the narrator's busy. It ain't gonna be anytime soon.
All right. Rick, let's take us home on a slightly less antagonistic question.
Okay. Have you ever wanted to kill off? Our friend Guy asks, have you ever wanted to kill off a character, but for whatever reason just couldn't?
They gotta die, they gotta die.
I was going to kill off Denise in book 4, and then I decided she was too much fun to write, and she's still around.
You probably should have killed off Denise. Instantly.
Yeah.
Like, for the good of humanity, but...
He's not wrong.
My books are not for the good of humanity.
He's also not wrong.
Accurate. No, I'm God in the world of my books. I'm in charge. If I want to kill somebody, they're fucking dead. You can, however, pay me to resurrect people. I am a whore.
I was a bit annoyed with when I wrote the first Brandon Firemaster book. Spoiler alert, but you really should have read the book by now. So that's kind of on you. I ended up writing a bunch of disposable characters who were supposed to die and really liking them. By the end of it, I was like, oh, that's a shame. I was enjoying writing these characters.
But did you still kill them?
Yeah, I was going for a Magnificent Seven thing, so
Yeah, all right.
kind of that's how it has to go.
Yeah, I mean, I've made no secret of the fact that a lot more characters were like it's more the opposite for me. I've made no secret that a lot more characters were supposed to survive in Bigfoot Hunters, and I just kind of used it as like my own personal therapy. When I was having a bad day, it'd be like, "Yep, you're getting your skull smashed."
Nice. When I self-published the Black Knight Chronicles books, the first 3 before we redid them with Bellbridge, there are characters that died in the first round of books that didn't die in the second version. So that was kind of interesting. Because when I did 1 through 3 self-published, then rewrote 1 through 3 with Bellbridge with better editorial, and things went differently and the character lived. So then when we released book 4, I got emails like, hey, isn't this guy dead? And I'm like, no, you have to buy book 2 again.
Oh, I bet that was a good response.
It's a living document.
Strangely enough, never heard from that reader again.
All right, folks, thank you for joining us on another episode of Authors and Dragons. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode, and back next week with a side quest containing mystery content, which is a snazzy way of saying we don't know what it is yet. But you might. I don't know. You're looking at this in the future. Anyway, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Until then, bye.
Bye, friends.
Authors and Dragons is brought to you under a Creative Commons license, meaning you are free to share this material so long as credit is given to those who created it, which is us, the people you just heard play the game. Opening and closing themes performed by the Gore Core 4.
Authors and Dragons! Authors and Dragons!
Cowabarbarian!